American-Israeli-Iranian crisis that is looming over the Middle East. And earlier, as we all know, that Foreign Minister Dr. Badr Abdulati have urged regional de-escalation and urgent de-escalation through the comprehensive and collective coordination between countries of the region in order to maintain stability. And he also called for the need to resolve those conflicts within the diplomatic means and within all the measures that would adapt by the international law and the rights of nations. Of course, this came in the while he contacted several counterparts, diplomats from different Arab countries in the region, and also officials from the United States. On this very important topic, we're very delighted to be having with us here in the studio Dr. Ahmed Abdul Moghny Hamouda. He's an international economic expert. Good morning, Dr. Abdul Moghny. First of all, observing the situation as we every day wake up to an expansion of this military confrontation between the two parts that was initiated by the United States and Israel one morning all of a sudden, after even while they were sitting on the negotiating table. So in that sense, how does the diplomatic outreach that our foreign minister have been urgently calling for would be opening a broader widening doors for probably sorting out this conflict? Do you think so?
Egypt has always assumed a role of being a leader in the diplomatic initiatives in the region, and especially to assume this position at the times of crisis. And in this particular crisis, we have three main objectives. The first objective is to de-escalate the military aggression. The second objective is to move to peaceful talks and resume the diplomatic initiatives in the discussion to make a root cause elimination of the tension. And the third cause is to maintain or to ease the impact on the global economy and the people of the nations that suffer during this crisis. And this is the ultimate objective of the Egyptian government, and it's also translated through our Prime Minister and also our Foreign Minister.
Of course, those are the most dangerous implications or the major implications of this confrontation. But then talking about the ways or means out of this particular conflict, that is very complicated, and that also have announced reasons and real other unannounced reasons. So in other words, any solution that could be put on the table or suggested, it might be rejected by one side and accepted by the other. So it seems like so much a lot of complication. At the same time, it has its implication over the region. It doesn't have its implication only on those three parts.
Yes.
And it also have the implication over those confronting parts also.
Of course. The main objective that was announced is eradication of the military power of Iran, and especially the missiles that could cause threat to other countries. And the second reason is to make a change in the regime.
Can I get in here, please? I'm
Yes.
really sorry, but was there a report, an official report from the International Atomic Energy Agency and its chief that really gave evidence that there is nuclear activity?
No, it was not, and Iran has been maintaining a dialogue over the past even 20 years.
Was there an approval by the United Nations or from the Congress?
No, and from all the countries that were affected, there was no support, and there was no approval for any action by any international body. So, but those were the announced reasons. So we are talking about the announced reasons.
Okay.
And being two objectives, the first objective now is perhaps done with 60 to 70%, the eradication of the military power. The second objective has been achieved, so more or less. That's why we see a little bit of change in the tone of the US government. And that's why we see also that in the near future there will be ease of the tension. Let's talk about the impact that is now affecting all the neighbor countries. This is the first impact. Of course, it's affecting the people and affecting the government itself. The second impact on the global economy, which is even better, and this is causing pressure on all the countries directly and indirectly. So the countries that are being bombarded are directly affected, but the other countries are indirectly affected as well. The main impact is the impact on, because the Iranian oil and Hormuz control, yes, it controls 20% of the energy in the global economy. So this alleviates and escalates the prices of oil and energy, and in turn causes an impact on the supply chain, not only for the energy, but also for all the products that use this energy. We have seen the prices in Egypt, in Europe, everything has escalated, even the prices of oil and gas in Canada. So the global economy is affected, and this is the second impact. And the first impact, of course, is the military power and the exchange of bombardment. The third area that is now focus of all to alleviate the impact and to shorten the duration of the impact. So everyone should put an effort to reduce the impact from a month or two, to focus on the short term and to try to eliminate extension of the aggression to make a long-term impact.
Right, but when we're talking about eliminating the extension of the aggression, you're talking about one side, or probably the other side will reiterate, of course. It will have its, it will retaliate. So we talk about one side that does not abide by any diplomatic means, that does not respect international laws, that does not respect any honor of military confrontation or war. It doesn't respect anything whatsoever except its own focus or its own targets. So maybe that is going to be much more difficult for countries in the region to be able to take it as a way out. Do you think this would be working with that side?
The only solution that we have seen is to raise the impact to a level that all the international bodies and international organizations are forced to intervene to reach a solution. Intervention should be more from the EU. The intervention now, we see that China is starting to affect the balance of the superpower in the region. Also, Russia is maintaining its position as one of the superpowers globally to also enforce balancing the situation, because abiding by the law needs balance in the power. If the power is superlative in the sense of that one nation controls everything in the negotiation, it will not be a negotiation. It will be a unilateral decision. So we want to, all the parties and the international organizations and the countries that are affected directly and indirectly, to affect a balance in the situation, or cause a rebalance of the situation to reach the second phase, which is peaceful and diplomatic talks. We are now, the only objective now is to de-escalate the military action.
Right. That sounds very much very close to reason, but then when talking about who exactly is going to carry the burden of taking the role of the mediator and take responsibility of of parts that might not abide by any agreement, at the same time, what exactly could be taken to really impact a decision of de-escalation? In order to impose such a decision, then you have to have strong reasons, or you have to have some type of an ultimatum that would oblige those parts to back up.
Ultimatum naturally comes from the government, and the government of the EU, the government of Egypt, the government of Russia, and the government of China, which are and the governments of the GCC, which are mostly the main affected countries. They should create a forum and reach a resolution to give not only an ultimatum, but to show that there is a serious intention to de-escalate the situation and enforce the movement to diplomatic and peaceful talks. And everyone should take responsibility of their actions. And this will not happen unless there is a forum that insists this, either the intervention from the NATO, the intervention from the countries that we have mentioned, but this has to be officially announced formally.
Exactly. We all remember that back in probably almost around 2013 or 2014, yes, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi have called on the Arab countries, and he firmly called for the urgent need to form a unified Arab stance. Yes. To be able to defend.
And an army as well.
An army, a unified, yes, army.
Yes.
A stance to be able to stand up to the military confrontations and the military challenges and all that. And he even had the title being written, and yes, he had a whole vision of the urgency of forming that unified army, Arab army stance, in order to be facing possible future threats, as if he was reading the future. So in light of that particular idea, do you think this idea could be the best solution to form a unified army? Like NATO, for example, I mean, something of that sort.
In the international crisis, forming a deep-root solution is the most important thing, and this, exactly, this will be a root cause elimination. So it will eliminate future threats, or at least be well prepared to take action in case of a serious crisis that affects the people of the nations in this coalition or alliance, if it's formally established and seriously. Because treaties in such coalitions need to move from the formalities of signature to the formalities of application.
Of course.
And every country should live up to its responsibilities, where the responsibility is to provide the military resources, the responsibility is provide financial resources, even establishment of bases, infrastructure. So everyone should live up to his role and fulfill the obligations in order to achieve the intended objectives.
Right. But then when we talk about, you talked about this, and